What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another desk setup tour. Now, I did say in the last home office tour that I wasn't going to be posting any more home office tours in this room. Now, that is true to an extent, but the whole reason why I was moving out of this room got delayed a few months. And so as I started packing everything up in this home office, I had some extra time here and I needed somewhere to work. Instead of setting everything back up how it used to be, I decided let's go with the most minimal, basic, bare bones desk setup that I can possibly do. So I'm going to walk you around this whole setup, let you know what I have added to it. And as always, if you're interested in picking anything up, I'll have some links in the description. Let's get started with the desk itself. So the desk legs are Flexispot E7 standing desk legs. Now I had this from my last setup with a 72 by 30 inch desktop. And what I've learned about myself is that if I have extra surface space anywhere, it's going to get cluttered. I'm going to set stuff on it, and before I know it, I look like I'm in an episode of Hoarders. So I ended up getting rid of that 72-inch desktop, and I went to Home Depot and picked up a 48 by 24-inch butcher block top. And I picked that up for $120, so it's pretty cheap for a solid wood table. And I hit the corners with some sandpaper just to kind of get rid of the sharp edges that it had. And then I sealed it with like a polyurethane wood sealer. This feels like a high-end desk top, and I'm really happy with it. Now, is 48 inches too small? I think it's pretty good for me right now. Again, I'm kind of just testing out the waters for what I'm going to do for my next setup in the new spot, but I feel like 48 inches is working for me right now. I might go up to 60 inches and let that kind of be the max. Now let's move over to the monitor and I'll show you what I'm using here. So this is the LG 27-inch Ultrafine 4K Nano IPS display. This is a pretty popular desk setup monitor. You've seen this all over the place. I've posted them in the past, but what's different about this one is that it is that Nano IPS, and so the contrast ratio, instead of being a standard of like 1200 to 1, it's 2000 to 1. It also has a P3 color gamut, and it has color calibration software built in, so you can use a color calibrator and calibrate it with the LG software that's in this, which has been pretty nice. I'm really happy with it. I've always been happy with these LG monitors. It looks crisp, it's color accurate. You can really dial it into how you need it to look. I have the monitor mounted to this monitor desk arm that I got off of Amazon for I think like $45. And typically I would always have the arm, the vertical arm of this mounted like behind the actual monitor itself, but I have it off to the side, so it's obviously very visible. Some people might not like that, but the reason I do it is so that way I can swivel this and I can just move it out of the way like this, so that way I have this completely open desk setup for doing other talking head videos. So I can just kind of move it in and out whenever I need it. If I don't want to use it, I can push it off to the side, bring it back in. It makes it really simple. Moving right down to the bottom of this desk where I have this plugged into, we have the CalDigit TS4 Thunderbolt dock. I added this to my setup fairly recently, and I absolutely love it for MacBook Pro or laptop desk setups. I love the fact that I can just plug a single cable into my MacBook and it's going to connect to everything. It connects to my monitor, and it also connects to my 48 terabyte hard drive. And then also, if I do need to plug multiple hard drives in, I have the ports on the front and I have more Thunderbolt ports on the back. I have it mounted using this TS4 under desk mount that I got off of Amazon. I'll link it in the description. So we have this dock that's plugged into my MacBook Pro, and this is the 2021 MacBook Pro M1 Pro. Now I think I'm finally approaching that time where this is going to get upgraded. Hopefully in the fall. I'm guessing that's when they're going to release new MacBook Pros. I could be wrong, but whatever the next gen of MacBook Pros is, I think it would be the M4 at this point. I'm going to plan on upgrading this. Now a big thing with this setup is I wanted it to be compact, minimal, and as productive and practical as possible. So that's why I got this little desk mount on the side, and this is a laptop storage mount. I put it over here on the side so that way when I walk to my desk and I'm about to do some work here, I can put my laptop in this little holder, plug it into the Thunderbolt dock, and good to go. It's out of the way, and yeah, I just like the simplicity of it. I love that everything is kind of off to the side and out of my way. Now let me bring you down to the bottom of my desk real quick. I have my OWC Thunderbay 8 48 terabyte hard drive. I do video production full time, so throughout the year I'm storing lots and lots of video files. And so This thing has 42 terabytes of usable space. The other 6 is used as kind of a backup in case one of the drive fails. And before you get mad, I know you're probably not supposed to have a hard drive sitting on the ground, but again, this is a temporary workspace. I'm only going to be here for a few months, and I think it's fine down there. The fans run off the back. It's not pulling anything up from the ground. Next to that is my battery backup from APC. This is the APC 1500 battery backup, and I just have everything plugged into this, and then the battery backup is plugged into the wall, so that way if I ever run into a power outage issue and I have my computer on, it's going to immediately trigger on the battery and everything stays on and it's not going to trip, and that's when you start frying hard drives or frying motherboards and running into a lot of electronics issues. Highly recommend using a battery backup for your desk setup. All right, bringing you back up to the top of the desk, I'll just show you some of the accessories I have here, which is very minimal. I have my Orbit Key desk mat that I've been using for like 3 years at this point. I think this with the lighter colored butcher block wood kind of pairs well with each other. It looks really nice, and I think it fits really well on this size desk. For the keyboard, I'm using the Apple Magic keyboard with the Touch ID. The mouse, still using the Logitech Master 3. I don't know if I'll ever use a different type of mouse unless something else comes out in the future that is just that much greater than this. I love this thing for video editing, for just daily productive tasks. It just handles everything. I love that you can customize all of the buttons, the scroll speeds, all of that. Let's talk about audio for a second. Now, building a smaller and more minimal desk setup, I still need speakers to listen to music or to listen to videos when I'm editing them. What I decided to do, since this monitor doesn't have speakers worth using, I decided to pick up a Sonos Era 100 speaker, and what I plan to do is pick up another one, put it on this side of the desk so that way I can set it up as like a stereo speaker system without taking up too much room and needing to clutter up this desk with a bunch of cables. Alright, so let's wrap up the desk setup with cable management. With a minimal setup, you have minimal cables to manage, which thank God, because I just suck at that. What I'm using are these Vivo cable trays. In this tray, I just have a few power adapters that are kind of tucked away. And then I have the power strip, which is running everything that needs to be powered on this desk. I use a plastic cable raceway to run down the leg and run all of my cables out the side from there. And then again, I have these cable sleeves that I can just tuck multiple cables from the monitor into one sleeve, so it looks a little more seamless and tidy that way. But yeah, that pretty much covers everything that's on this desk. Now, I built this as like a temporary solution while I'm waiting to move into my next spot. I'm using it as kind of a way to figure out what I want to do in that new place. So hopefully that place does not keep getting delayed, because I am so ready to start building more content around building my new office setup there. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. In the meantime, if you are interested in picking up anything for yourself, I'll have everything linked below. Those are affiliate links, so I make a little bit of commission off of it, and I just kind of put that money back into being able to make these videos for you all. But hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave this video a thumbs up, say hello in the comments, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I'll see you all in the next one.